In 5 years, I expect AI to change my job in hopefully some helpful ways. I think that AI will make it a lot easier for us to understand data that is generated around our customers and make it easier for us to understand what's going on, extract insights, and make them digestible to colleagues who we're trying to work with to solve similar problems. Whether that's like reporting across key systems, or which I think is going to be a really big boon, is being able to just make sense of a lot of unstructured data that we've generated over many years and haven't been able to process. I think that'll be really important. I expect that general administrative tasks will be something I'm spending a lot less time on, whether that's creating expense reports or booking flights for a trip I have to take. I think a lot of these things will hopefully be solved by more of this personal assistant kind of promise. And with all of the insights that we're generating, I think that we'll also be able to be creating content a lot faster as well, whether that's text, image, or video. I'm not sure if AI will always be the best tool to generate finished content, but it should allow us to prototype very quickly as well and iterate. So I think those are some of the key ways that it'll change my job in 5 years.
I think that AI in analyst relations is going to make our job a lot easier, especially with all the day-to-day stuff that we have to do, scheduling briefings, inquiries, RFIs that we need to do. There's a lot of tools that we're using that are actually helping us, enabling us to be a lot more strategic in our jobs in the day-to-day. So I just think that it's just going to help our jobs be a lot easier in the future, maybe in the next 5 years. So maybe an RFI will only take 15 minutes to accept instead of like 100 hours or something like that down the line. But I do have a couple concerns. Is that you think about, as everybody's using AI, but you have to really think about the data and privacy of the company's intellectual property and what you put into these, because it's one of those things where one of your competitors is using it also. So it's like one of those things where they can probably get intel on you. So it's really got to be really make sure how you actually use AI. And that's just one of my concerns. But in the long run, I think that AI is going to be more like a tool partnership, not something that's going to take our jobs. I think it's just going to help us get better at our jobs in the next 5 years.
No? I would say that if I don't adapt to it, it would actually make me redundant, because it'll pretty much take over everything that I can do. So I would expect that anybody looking at something 5 years from now will have to adapt and change how they think about their jobs themselves. Let me break it down for you based on what I do. Let's take a few elements. So one of the things I work on is strategy. And AI can help you do that. It could probably do in 5 years' time a lot of the stuff that you think is a domain of people today. Implementing the strategy is a different question altogether. That's going to take a different set of skills. That's going to be harder for a third-party agent to do. Second element of my role is to do with relationships and people. So it's sometimes internal with employees, it's with customers. So situations like negotiations, like escalation, problem management. Those are the kinds of things that I think it would be far-fetched even in 5 years' time for an AI to be able to do. So I'll keep that part of my job. And the third element I'd probably leave you with is to do with analysis and assessment, business analysis assessment. Those pieces I think will get completely replaced. And if I'm smart about it and people like me are smart about it, they'll figure out how to use AI so they get better on the other things that I talked about earlier.